I'm Matt with Meat Church. Let's smoke Thor's hammer. Hey guys, well, welcome back to our cooking show. Really excited about today. Today's one of the top requested things you guys have been asking for. We've got barbecue videos on everything, but we don't have a Thor's hammer. You guys have been asking for that. So, first order of business, I need a beef shank, and I know just where to get one. So let's holler at my buddy Seth with the Bearded Butchers.
I'm Seth Perkins with the Bearded Butchers. Today, we're gonna cut a grain-fed beef Thor's hammer. So the first thing we do is pull this whole entire beef shank off of here. So you just find that knuckle, cut that beef shank off, and then we head to the saw. So there you have the entire beef hind shank. And what we want to do is we want to remove this chunk of meat on the top of this bone. So something that we're going to do pretty cool with this one is, I'm sure most of you are familiar with Matt Pittman from Meat Church, the king of Texas barbecue. So this is a beef Thor's hammer, and Matt, this is headed your direction.
Thanks, Seth. Well, that was easy. Surely you guys all follow the Bearded Butchers by now, but if not, you've got to subscribe to them on YouTube, follow them on Instagram. Super educational. Love those guys. Can't thank you enough for this amazing piece of meat. Well, there's a couple ways to prepare this generally. I see people do like a red wine braise like we did with short ribs back in comfort food season, but what I like to do, I turn these in what's known as like beef shank tacos. I like to eat communal, so a lot of people around a table. So I'm going to smoke this, and then I'm gonna braise it. I'm gonna make some tortillas, and we're gonna shred it, and we're gonna sit around and enjoy this as a family. So it's gonna be very, very simple. First thing we need to do is we need to trim a little bit of the excess fat off of this. So I've got my Montana knife, fillet knife, that I'm going to do that with now. I always say fat is flavor, but when used in moderation. So what I like to do is just kind of get this right here, lift it up, and then just kind of fillet it back. Some people try to get in here and remove every single little bit, including like any silver skin. I don't find that's completely necessary because this is gonna cook all day. So that stuff's really gonna render away. So you've got the bone right here, not a lot there. I just want to trim off any excess. So not a whole lot we gotta do to this. All right, so now we've got this beautiful beef shank trim. This is about 4 pounds, by the way, great for a family. And again, we're gonna keep this really simple. I'm gonna slather it and then season it. So a slather is a liquid that you wanna apply to meat to help seasoning adhere to the meat and also stay adhered during the cook. You could use mustard, olive oil, things like that. I'm gonna use the W sauce. If you're not familiar with the W sauce, it is the most delicious Worcestershire sauce you've ever had in your life. And if you're wondering why the heck would I do this? Well, follow this channel, you know that I did this on prime rib. Absolutely delicious. It just gives like a subtle flavor addition that is amazing on beef. Oh, it smells so good. Great in a Bloody Mary, great on chicken, especially chicken wings. Any excess, just rub it up on there, set that aside. All right, let's use our beef rub. Holy cow. Holy cow. Salt, pepper, garlic. Delicious. It's an SPG. Why is it a little red? Well, it's got a touch of paprika in it just for color because it's way more exciting than a black and white seasoning. So I am applying this in what I would call liberal. Why? Again, it's a big piece of meat. We're gonna shred this. Putting too much seasoning on it here is not really gonna hurt it. Get that and use it to roll around the board, get any excess you've got on there. There you go. All right, let's talk about cooking. This could not be any easier. Why I highly recommend this. We're gonna go 2-step process. So I've got my mill scale 94-gallon offset running with post oak. I use post oak because that is what's traditional in Central Texas barbecue. With that said, mesquite, hickory, pecan, all would be great choices. I would not use a fruit wood or something like that because with beef, I want heavy smoke. So we're running about 250 degrees, whether you're a little under, a little over, no big deal. But in the first step, we're gonna cook this until it's got a beautiful bark, which is probably gonna be in the 150-degree range or so. So let's head to the smoker and put it on. Shank is looking beautiful 4 hours into the cook. It's about 150 degrees internal temperature, so we're gonna put it in a pan, gonna add about a half a cup of beef broth, wrap it tightly in 2 pieces of foil, and put it back in the smoker at the same temp to braise. Well, got my tortillas because I told you that we are making tacos. In Texas, you have to have proper tortillas. So we've got some par-cooked blue corn tortillas that I'm going to finish cooking on the firebox of my mill scale. First, I'm gonna lay down a little bit of beef tallow and then get to cooking. If you think this is crazy, I beef tallow my pits all the time. Keeps them from rusting, keeps them looking good. Par cooked, I go about a minute on the top side, flip it over, 45 seconds on the other, then go back for 10, 20 seconds on the first side. Now that our tortillas are done, we need to pull the beef shank out. This is just like pulled pork. You're cooking it till it's probe tender and you're just gonna pull it apart. Goodness. Man. Got you all over it. Woo, looking good. Crazy bark. Wet this thing up. Hopefully I can pull it out of here. Looks like it's big time separated from the bone. I'm hoping there's enough left to hang on to pull it out, to put it on something for a really pretty presentation, because again, I want to eat this family style, the communal kind of eating. It reminds me of a crawfish boil. So I'd love for this thing to stand up, but you're braising it, so you never know. We'll see. Insulated gloves on. Oh God, bone's coming out. Pretty. All right, we're gonna let it cool off and we'll be back to shred it, eat it, and see how we did. Well, we've let this cool down considerably, hopefully not too much, and we've got the feast out here I talked about. We've got our tortillas, we've got our smoked salsa. By the way, video on this channel, on the website. This is delicious and very popular, very easy. Cotija cheese, onion, cilantro, just traditional accompaniments. And then I'm just gonna pull a little piece off here and just shred it up. Ooh, hot. That bark is just gorgeous. Look at that. Dang. Smoke in there, it's just killer. You know what, I'm not gonna wait, I'm just gonna have a little nibble here. Oh, it's rich, like so good. Boy, this is hot. It's got some forks in here. I used to call this 2-fork pulled pork when we first started barbecue back in the day when we were using forks on pork. It's too hot, it's a good method. Man, the smoke penetration's really deep in there. Mill scale obviously lays down really heavy smoke. All right, well, that's enough to make a taco. Always got to go with the smoked salsa. Cheese. Look at that. Boom. Give it a shot. That is one of the best tacos I've ever had in my life. The simplicity of it, amazing beef, easy cook. The smoked salsa really comes through, so I would definitely add that. I love it. You guys have to make this. Seth, Bearded Butchers, thanks again for the epic piece of meat. What a cool video to work with you guys on. Very excited about this. This is going in the Hardcore Barbecue playlist. We're on season 4 of that. That's a playlist where you can check out everything from brisket to beef ribs to you name it. It's all in there. Over 20-something videos, again, on our 4th season of that, so check it out. We'll put a card here at the end of the video for you guys to get there. Jump in the comments. If you comment on the first day of the video, I will be the one to respond to you. Thanks for being here. Like and subscribe. See y'all next week.